the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artists or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today or what we doing today or whatever it is, it's gonna be good. Woo!
I love you all so much.
Just the first thing that
Adam and Eve.
we can see you now.
I know, and thank God.
Yeah, that's generally the response we get from everybody, but we keep it clean.
Hey everybody, welcome to Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez. I hope you're doing well. Hey Papi Chulo, good morning to you, sir. Everybody, I just want to remind you that you are watching and or listening to Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez on WJBR Internet Radio. The best brunch on Saturday.
It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. I'm sitting all alone on the telephone, waiting for your call when you don't call at all. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you play with my emotions. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. You're like a child at play on a sunny day. First you play with her and then you throw it away. Why do you use me? Try to confuse me. How can you stand to be so cruel? Why don't you free me from this prison for certain time? It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. It's a shame the way you hurt me. It's a shame the way you mess around with your man. I tried to stay with you, show your love so true, but you won't appreciate the love we try to make. Oh, it's got to be a shame. Why do you use me? Why to confuse me? How can you stand to be so cruel? Why don't you leave me from this prison? Son of time, got to be a shame the way you mess around with your man. Oh, it's a shame the way you hurt me. Oh, it's a shame, baby, baby, the way you mess around with you. You got my heart in chains, and I must complain. I just can't be confined. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame the way you hurt me. Yeah.
Woo, honey. You know, they just don't make singers like that no more. I mean, forget about songs like that. That is the Temptations. Well, actually, that was the Spinners, the Spinners. But I'm just saying that whole Motown vibe of just like and the soulfulness, I mean, honestly, let me know who sangs like that on today. That's all. I could be wrong, you know? I mean, with all of that, you feel it. You feel it. You feel it. You feel the man's pain. It's a shame. Woo! It's got to be a shame. Damn. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not trying to sweat the issue, but it's just the energy, right? And I think so many other cultures have tried to duplicate that, and it's very rare that others can do be so giving of that, so free with that spirit energy, giving it out like that. I'm just saying that, and maybe that's just my opinion. And I think that energy is called soul, and that's why our music is considered to be soul music, right? Again, you're listening to WJBR Internet Radio, Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez. This broadcast is licensed via Live 365 and covers listeners in the USA through Sound Exchange, ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC. In Canada through SOCAN and Resound, and the UK through PPL and PRS for music. Just a reminder that the views, information, or opinions expressed during Brunch in the Basement series are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of WJBR Internet Radio. And I think that Fox News needs such a disclaimer because they on some, and yes, this is my opinion. Okay. And yes, it's time to feed the soul with Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez on WJBR Internet Radio. No RSVP necessary. And, everybody is welcome. Everybody.
As I said, a story told. Baby, now I got the flow. Cause I know it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I'd win. Your love of mine. All those times I said that I love you. Your love of mine. Yes, I try. Yes, I try.
Good morning, LaVon. Good morning, all the basement dwellers. What's up, cousins? What's up, chatterboxes?
Yes, I cry. Yes,
Ulysses. What's up, Pop?
Oh my God. Here I am. Once again, return top of the world. Watch my phone. Here I go. So I'm back up in the days. Running things to take my swine. Letting all the people know that I'm back to run the show. Cause what you did, you know was wrong. And all the nasty things you done. So baby, listen carefully while I sing my comeback song. Your love of mine. She said she'd never turn on me. Your love of mine. But you did, but you did. Your love of mine. All this pain you said I'd never feel. Your love of mine. But I do. Return of the man. Return of the man. Hold on. Return of the man. Don't you know that I can. Here I go. Return of the man. A little girl. Return of the man. What's my pearl? Return of the man. Up and down. said she'd never turn on me. Your lies are mine, but you did, but you did. Your lies are mine. All this pain you said I'd never feel. Your lies are mine, but I do, do. Return of the man, return of the man. Come on, return of the man. Oh my God, you know that I've been there. Here I am, return of the man. Once again, return of the man. Top of the world, return of the one more. You know that I've been there. Don't you know that return of the man. Return of the man. Hold on, return of the man. Be strong, you know that I've been there. Here I come, return of the man. My little man, return of the man.
So what it do? Do what it do, LaVonne. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, Sandra? They got you working today. What's up with that? What? You tell them that I said no. Don't do that, because But what's up with that? I hope you're enjoying your work. If you, my sincere opinion and my experience is that if you get along with the people at work, if you have at least one work buddy that you can key with, a little bit, or at least someone that you feel has your back, that makes the work day go so much more smoothly. If there's somebody at work that you feel got you, or that you, at least, even if they don't got you, but if they funny as hell, or even, I guess, if there's somebody you enjoy watching sashay across the room every now and then, hello, that can make the day go by, as well, nicely. The difference between being upset at work and being happy at work, sometimes, not all the times, because depending on what you do and how much you love what you do, but sometimes it can be contingent upon who you work with. You know what I mean? They can't find nobody to work, but it's all good. It's all good. Good. Hopefully you making overtime, or something. Making something. Hey Seiji. As for me, I have to work after the show. I will be doing work for the gig that pays, and I will not be getting paid an extra cent to do it. Nope. But it's work that needs to get done, and therefore we do it. Make it do what it do. It's got to be done. It's got to be done by somebody, So Sage, your name came up last night. There you go. Your name came up last night. I was hanging at the True Lounge, and there's a wall that I was like, ooh, I wonder what Sage could do with that wall. And then I was told to look closer. That Sage. Sage may, do a little thing to that wall. So I am looking forward to seeing what you do with that wall. I think we should all be looking forward to that. And the unveiling will be phenomenal. I'm, folks, I'm trying to get myself back out into the world. Y'all know I'm a hermit. You gonna be there today? Oh, cool. Yes, the mural wall. Your name came up too last night. We were talking about you, LaVonne. We were talking about you and Bay, and how me and Rezi do. We just talk about the people we love. Isn't that a good thing? We talked about you too, Papi Chulo. And now, since we're talking about Terez, Here she go, y'all. Soon as I mention my girl, we were talking about the True Lounge, baby.
Oh, nice. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Yeah. So how you doing today?
I'm doing today. I'm doing today. I thought I'd set my clock and watch it to go off, but I'm realizing that it was 10. I set it to 10:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
What a treat. But
Wow.
Hey, Chulo. Hey, Levon. Seiji.
I gotta try something for a second, Rezi, because you know me with my extra shit. So give me 1 second while I just it's not like I'm trying to play a song on purpose. I just
What are your fingers doing?
Yeah, you know I did too much just because I did. Let me just see something real quick. Make sure we got this.
1, 2, let you wanna.
Nope. Okay, go ahead. We ain't
What
ready.
was that was dope. What was
Thank
that?
you. That's Bruno Mars, baby. I'll play it in a few. I you know.
Is that a
Just
new joint?
I believe I don't. I don't know. It's just a song I like. I don't know if it's brand new comparatively speaking because people put shit out, and you know who would know? LaVon. Is that new, LaVon? Flies Me? I think it was on his I don't know. I don't keep up the way I used to.
Mm.
I just don't. But I'm trying to, as you can see, I'm trying to get back out into the world a little bit. I'm crawling out of the basement.
Yes, and it was so good to see you yesterday. I look up and 3 and now 4. I say 3 because I met Ron's husband last night. What a nice gentleman.
He's a sweetie pie. I like him a lot. And he also is a DJ, and we were definitely vibing on the background music. And I have to say, I was very impressed with his knowledge of every song that popped up. We were both singing every song. And then, of course, Jazz had to come over and was like, this is my era music. And I don't know why she's pretending like I was like, I know, Jazz, this is all you. This is all you. We get, I'm just so thrilled that Jazz, has received the soulfulness of the sound of the era,
Yes.
So she gets it. She gets it. So that I dig that shit. I dig that.
Yes.
Whatever it takes.
Yes. Every 5 seconds she'll go, remember this song? Not only do I remember it, Jasmine L. But that's my iPod. Of course I remember I'm playing it.
She said, do you remember it? Remember this song. That's funny. That's funny. Now that's funny in that context that she says, remember this song. I can see her saying, I love this song. That's one thing, like, oh, that's a nice, I love that song. But to say, remember it, that means like you were there when the song came out. Doesn't that mean that?
Yes, it does. Yeah. Like, and she pops like it was her song and she heard it straight out the can or out the crate. I'm like, no, this song. And she literally made me reference songs and pull up the date that they were released, which seldom sometimes corresponds with the year she was born. But I digress. But I want to give a super, super happy heavenly birthday to Queen Maxine Tish Carter today, 84 years old. Amazing. Happy heavenly birthday, Mama Carter.
Happy heavenly birthday.
Yes, thank you for your legacy you left here in Pop Carter.
Yes. Yes, we love us some Pop Carter, and absolutely we are all just a product of our ancestors.
You know, I wonder who decides when the days go. Because today is National Autism Day, right? And the blues, what's it, putting a blue spotlight hurdles the hurdles people that face autism for every day. Okay, landmarks around the world will be covered in blue in recognition of those living with autism. And it's also Peanut Butter Jelly Day. April 2nd, each year, National Peanut Butter and Jelly celebrates a classic food favorite. Do you like peanut butter and jelly, JaVonne?
Yes, I haven't had like peanut butter and jelly like forever, but I have been known to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah, it's one of my faves too. And as I've got older, I like the crunchy peanut butter.
Mm. Oh, okay.
Crunchy peanut butter, cold jelly. Nice ratios, not too much peanut butter, not too little jelly, not a choking slide. And sometimes if I'm really feeling special, I'll put it in a little bag and set it to the side so it can have that lunchbox appeal. You know how it gets soggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Peanut butter jelly time.
Absolutely. That's I don't know who makes that shit up, like what day it is. But
Or
yeah.
what? But I think it's a free for all. You know, we could just say, listen, today is put my pencil in my pocket day. Today is rub your shoulders day. And if enough people want to adopt it, bang, there it goes.
Exactly. I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. The hell?
What are you
What is
doing?
stuff? Little fingers are going. I can't stop them. Ooh. Okay, let's try it one more time.
1, 2, like you wanna.
Okay, now have you ever been with a player? Take you downtown where they treat me like the mayor. Take you to the crib where you take it upstairs. What's upstairs? Shit, I'ma show you later. Don't need a spatula, everything catered. Extra flavor. Go ahead, sprinkle some truffle on your mashed potatoes. I'm trying to love you. Is you gonna love me back? You only get what you give. Ain't you heard of that? Look here, I don't ask for much. You know what I want. I just want what's fair. Okay, now Silk Sonic smooth like a mat. Float like a butterfly on every single track. And the only language that I speak, girl, is facts. So once I give this game to you, I can take it back. Hollering at you from a 1977 Monte Carlo. Hard act to follow. It's showtime, trying to boo you up like it's the Apollo. Your walk is vicious. Let's get down to business. You and me together. Woo, that's something different. Ooh, come on. I don't ask for much. I really don't, girl. I just want what's fair. Desire, baby. All you gotta do is this. All you gotta do is meet me halfway there. I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. And you deserve to be seen with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. Now for real, I'ma need y'all to understand. Let's get it. If you don't know what we talking about, I'ma have the whole band help me spell it out. Yeah, if you don't know what we talking about, cause explosive session. Here's your lesson. Help me spell it out. F-L-L-Y. You ain't never seen nobody this fly. It's like we back in school again. Now come on, children. No surprise, no surprise, no surprise, no surprise. You ain't never seen nobody this fly. It's like we back in school again. Now come on, children. No surprise. You ain't never seen nobody this.
That's my favorite part. Sorry.
I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me, somebody this fly, and you deserve to receive somebody as fly as me, somebody this fly. Oh, and I'm looking for somebody this fly, yeah. And I'm looking for somebody this fly. I can't help it. I want it all. Still Sonic, let me get the 3 beats in the biscuit.
Yeah, my system is broke.
Your
All of that.
system's broke.
Yeah. Damn it.
Wow.
Think I need a new mixer. Fuck.
Uh-oh.
Fuck buckets.
How many channels is your current one?
4.
Oh, okay.
Yep. She reappeared, didn't she? Pop. I know. I try to keep her,
Tamala too much.
Tamala.
It's her full name. Tamala. These are her last name.
Yeah.
Hey, here's something you may be interested in, JaVonne. I thought of you actually when I saw this, to be honest.
Interested in, yes.
It's 7 decades later. That's 70 years later.
Yeah.
The 1950 census gets released. So the federal law that kept answers on millions of census forms for 72 years went online Friday it's considered to be like a bonanza for historians and genealogists and just the merely curious. So at 12:01 a.m. on Friday, precisely 72 years after enumerators began knocking on the doors of some 46 million American houses and apartments, the federal government made public what they learned. So ages, incomes, addresses, ancestries, and a trove of other facts about 150 million people who were counted in the 1950 census. They just released that information. 72 years later.
And what's the outcome? Like, what did they find? What was the majority of the people? And
okay, well, I guess we'll have to see. Because, it depends on what you were looking for. That information about who existed, what existed 72 years ago. There's some people that, were living that's on the planet that just were never counted, allegedly, or didn't show up. We're talking 72 years ago. So if you were counted, let's say, if you were in the census back then, because remember, this is 1950. So now we're going to see all the secrets, allegedly. So the New York Times is running this story right now, and I guess we'll have to hang out in the rafters and wait for
the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, really, we could just call my grandmother and ask her what the hell was going on 72 years ago.
Let's just see who they didn't want to exist 72 years ago.
What's interesting is she's old enough to, like, my mother was present, but my grandmother was a grown up 72 years ago.
Wow. That's amazing. And see, they don't count on folks, much less being a grown up 72 years ago, and also still having their
Their
conscious
faculties.
faculties. Yes, be able to tell you, yeah, I know what that bastard did,
Yep.
what happened, and here's what it does, and oh man,
Look, I told you. And unfortunately, we won't be around for me to be able to say, see, remember back in 2020, where the hell we are, 2022, when I said it? But watch, in about 200 years from now, paintings, murals, and pictures of Martin Luther King is going to have him as a blonde-haired, blue-eyed dude.
mm. Mm.
Because that's the white history
we better
will
do
be
enough
whitewashed.
research. We better do what we can to say. I don't know. I'm thinking this way though. I think that there is a tanning of sorts occurring. I think that we knew the tanning was going to happen. I think there are a hell of a lot of people that don't like it, and there's simply nothing you can do about it. You
But
know,
this is why they are fighting so hard to stop us from being able to vote. They want to keep that Supreme Court looking the way it has historically. I think, that they are showing their true colors. They have taken off the white sheets, the hoods, and said, okay, damn it.
Hmm.
We're not having all this blackness. and little white girls, you're gonna have these babies, even if we rape you to make it happen. No, look, because this is the thing. In some of these states, the laws that they're proposing, and some of these laws are passing. I haven't kept up with all of it, but first of all, you can't get an abortion. They're making it almost impossible, even if the conception was a rape. If it's determined that there was an abortion by a rapist, right? The rapist can't sue, but the family of the rapist can sue the person, the mother, for having that abortion. So the question was posed during one of these hearings, as they discussed the law. Well, if the rapist himself can't sue, his family, his mother, his uncles, aunts, they can, cousins and sisters and brothers, but can his wife sue?
Whose wife?
The wife of the rapist.
But who says he's married?
But if there is a wife.
Okay. This actually was a question?
Yeah.
This came up? People are examining
this? Are really talking about this, Terez. This is real. This is yeah. And the answer was, well, yeah, she can sue. She technically within the boundaries of this new law, the wife of the said rapist could sue if she found out that her husband had raped someone and that someone was going to abort the baby.
Fix it, Jesus. I just don't understand.
I
don't even understand the minds that would
and the thing is that as they discuss all of this stuff, there are women still voting for these people.
What's the end game?
Because there are fathers of young girls still voting for these people.
Well, I'd be a liar if I said I did not understand that there are some sick, twisted, diabolical people in this world.
There are some sick, diabolical counties and states.
Well, the old saying, "La cage aux folles, birds of a feather generally flock together." So at the end of the day, it is what it is. The idea is just not to become one of them.
I don't have a lot of information about this because I worked up until the point that you saw me last night.
Whoa. Pause.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And even when I was there, I just received a very disturbing video um while I was at your establishment. Anyway, so and I have some work that needs to get done today. But um so I said that because on my way in I was listening to some news, and was it last night that I heard this or the night before? I'm not really sure, but either way, I was working and trying to move to wherever I had to get to. I was in my car when I heard this. So it's probably at least pieces of it on YouTube at this point. But Joy Reid, who's one of my favorite journalists at this point, because she don't play, she be like, that ain't white. I mean, right? She's one of those, right? She's like on point. Let me see. If you rape someone and they have the baby, the rapist can sue for visitation and custody upon release in most states. Yes, agreed. That's true. It's terrible. So,
Let me just say this last piece, though. I'm sorry.
mhm,
So forget crime. This brings about a whole new understanding on crimes against women.
mhm,
Or men, because I'm not gonna say that it can't happen the other way, but I'm just specifically talking about women right now. So this is a whole different understanding about what it's just the idea of being invisible is just bananas in
yeah.
so many ways.
And listen, Rez, it's not about us, black women. It's about white women because of the browning of this country.
Oh, I'm clear, but I mean,
And that,
and
I mean, if any woman, it's a goddamn shame. But you know, I think I think it's one of the most disgusting things that a collective could do to their own.
well, they don't respect or protect any of us. The idea is that if it's not green, it's got to go.
It's about this power.
And it's depravity. It really is. It really is depravity, and it's unfortunate, And but things like that do not sustain themselves for a long time. You're not going to be able to tell someone who clearly does not want a child that they have to. There are all kinds of measures that people will resort to, unfortunately, or be forced to resort to be able to get their needs met, if that is the case. But you're not telling anybody on this side of the Kentucky border that if you are raped, because honestly, all conversations go out the window, and self-care is first. You can't make somebody do anything and have the right to. Some people don't care about a lawsuit. It's just sue what? Quite frankly, when you sue someone that has nothing, nothing is lost. And as of late, people are willing to put it all on the line for peace of mind.
Mhm,
And you have a lot and don't care. So you're pressing up against a lot of people's emotional states right now. I think the air is we're no longer fronting for nothing.
mhm.
I think it's a pretty scary or a pretty risky thing to try somebody when it's just much, much simpler to mind your damn business. Like if it's not you, who's volunteering for somebody else's business today? Who?
I got my own shit personally.
And generally, and you know something, I'm glad you said that because my grandmother used to say, if somebody's so busy mixing in somebody else's business, is because they have no business of their own.
Mhm,
Like you won't catch me in somebody else's business. You just won't.
mhm.
For what? I am thoroughly enmeshed in
In
mine.
your own business, the business of taking care of your business. Thank
The
you.
business of business that hasn't. I'm not over here asking you, hey, can I get in your business? I'm not, and nor do I want to sit and listen to it either.
Not
Like
necessarily.
you got something going on, you want to share for a point of view, whatever, that's it. But I am no more inserting myself in somebody else's business or the like thereof. Really? That's a lonely place to be. Get you some business. That's it.
Yep.
If you rape someone and they have the baby, the rapist can sue for visitation and custody upon release. I'd like to see a MF do it. Can sue for custody. Child, please. First of all, there would be no child. Let's just be clear. There would be no child to visit.
Yeah. So it's something. Yeah. So what I was gonna mention is we were talking about census. We were talking about people. Oh, people voting, et cetera, and and red states and states where the constituents are not considered, I think, especially if you think about historically Black people in states like Mississippi, where my dad was from. And if anybody's from Mississippi and you disagree with me, again, this is just my opinion. Also, I know that Keke Palmer recently did a movie called Alice, and I believe it's about kind of slavery all the way up until the 70s or something like that. This book I read, it's a biography, a Black man. I can't think of his name. He was a radio DJ back in the 60s. 60s or 70s. But he was saying how he and his brother were split up because his father killed his mother. And so he had a younger brother. He was taken to live with an aunt who was abusive, and his brother, he didn't know where he was. Eventually he found his brother, who was like a teenager or something, and he himself was a young man at this point. His brother was enslaved, and this is in the 50s or 60s, on a plantation in Mississippi. And he snuck his brother out of there. He freed his brother and brought him north. These things are very real, that there are still some versions of enslavement in different parts of this country. I don't know that it's still like it was in that book, like in the 60s. It was still very much going on, obviously 100 years after the emancipation, right? The alleged emancipation. But anyway,
this is, like we were born in the 60s.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like seriously?
Yeah. So there are still counties of Black folk in Mississippi and other rural areas where they have the right to vote, but their vote, like their politicians, their political figures don't even bother to come and see about them. And like how you could go to, every now and then there may be the mayor in Newark will come out and do something, or even Cory Booker might come through and give something, also give back to the community and help business owners or foundations or whatever, to just to show face. But there are some counties of Black people where there's concentrations of Black people in red states that nobody's coming seeing about them, giving them any kind of incentives or anything like that. They're just still kind of sharecropping and things of that nature.
Right.
So I say this to say that your vice president and Joy Reid went down to one of those counties in Mississippi to meet with those people, with some of those people. And just, I don't know the full context of what she was there for, except to check on them. And from what Joy was saying is that the people were so excited that anybody was coming to see them that they had like a parade. It was like people were lined up in the street like, oh shit, what, for real? To make sure that the the infrastructure bill with the Wi-Fi and all that other stuff, these people didn't have Wi-Fi and all of that. So to make sure that they know that this is coming and that this is due to them, that their roads are going to be fixed, that the money that's being allotted to that state is not to bypass their neighborhoods. You understand? So that they know that this should be coming, and if not, this is who you call. This is how you make sure that you get what you're supposed to get.
Why don't you make it it's easier to make it like, don't put it on the people to follow up. If you know you're designating a block of money for certain things, why don't you do a federal mandate where
It
you
is
start with
federally. See,
yes.
this is the thing. It's federally mandated, and those states have historically had money for school education for those poorer neighborhoods, and the money never gets there.
But yeah, that's because that's my point. Because when things are federally mandated, it goes from it's still a protocol chain of command. It still goes from federal to give to the state, to give to the city, to disseminate amongst whatever the situation goes. That's the universal thing. If the feds wanted it, they don't have to come back to do it. It'll make it simpler. If they're making that the case, then part of the mandate in there should be they should identify the areas and make sure those areas are covered first.
Exactly. But Terez, all of those things are in there because it's the infrastructure bill is specifically for that, for those areas that are lacking. And they must have oversight in some kind of way, but also you want the power in your hand. You want to feel like, for people, I feel like this. If let's just say the vice president or even a representative of the VP or the president, whoever, even if Cory Booker's people came and knocked on my door and said, look, we're doing this and this and this in your community. And we have Mr. such and such of the governmental whatever agency to oversee it. And it's his job to make sure that the lights are on, that the streets are paved, that this and that blah, 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 whatever the fuck, right? Okay, cool. And then I'll wait and see what happens. But if they give me a card and say, you call if this doesn't happen, it kind of makes me feel a particular way. Like I have more something. I don't think the onus is on the people. But it also sends the message that the people have power.
I understand, and I agree with what you're saying.
To some degree, it gives power to the powerless.
Okay,
you understand? I think it's of that, because nobody listens to those people.
I mean, I understand. I understand the feeling, which is what I think that you're.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But the fact of the matter too can't be ignored in the idea that if you want something done, stop acting like you're so shocked when it isn't. See, there's a saying, once you know, you can't go back to not knowing.
Right.
Okay. Right. So let's just take the fact that Joy and Biden were down there. You see what you see. You appoint somebody special to get the job done. And then don't give it to the states, because honestly, if they were given something and they didn't do what they had to do, then oh well, they wouldn't get it anymore. Real talk.
Well, they do have appointees, but I'm just talking about the footwork.
The footwork can be done from a federal level if you want something done. If you see clearly that in states, because it's the bullshit, it's the bullshit. I've worked at federal levels, I've worked at city levels, I've worked at state levels. It's the bullshit. The state don't want to be bothered with it. until the city gets their asses kicked, and then all of a sudden the state has to be official again and see what's going on in the city. We got to audit this.
Everything gets audited, right?
Everything gets audited, but it gets audited in that order. Federal, send it to the state sends it to the city sends it to the nonprofits or the counties, and that's the way it goes. So at the end of the day, the only override in that is federal. They can override the entire thing. But once you know them, meaning these two people, this person that left his desk was the federal level. Once the federal level knows that there is a serious situation going on, they can either lean on very hard or send somebody to do the city's work. Because y'all know that, listen, it used to be funny to me when state employees would come in and we're just checking what the city's doing. Okay. How often do they come visit? Every year. And what do they look for? Literally asking you questions to make sure that the city is doing their job. And my thing is, this could all be gone if you would just all make sure, if you put in an accountability office, that's it. Once Biden leaves his seat, it's a wrap, because he should never be on the ground floor doing that kind of stuff.
No, it was not him. I said it was the VP.
Oh, the VP? Who's the VP at the time?
Kamala.
Oh, Kamala and Joy.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right.
Yeah,
well, she shouldn't be leaving a seat either. For that.
To meet with the people? With the people? I'm not saying, look, wait. First, I don't know specifically everything that they talked about. And what triggered it. And I don't know all of that because I was in my car listening to Joy discuss. Well, first there was parts of an interview that she was doing with her, and then she was talking about being there and meeting with the people and how excited the people were, and what she saw transpire between the VP and the people. That's what Joy was recounting.
Okay.
Which is something that, for me, just thinking about it, if I'm those people, you barely get to meet your mayor. That comes, for them, that's a big damn deal.
Okay.
And I don't know all of, but it also.
Are these nooks and crannies where people are doing voting?
What do you mean? Are they nooks and crannies?
Nooks and crannies where votes are desired.
I think votes are desired everywhere.
Yeah, but specifically in the region.
I don't think that. Okay, so one of the things that Joy and whoever she was talking to, I don't remember who that was, were talking about was, why is it that states like Mississippi, the Democratic Party doesn't pander to for votes, because they're seen as red states. You can't change that state. You can't flip it from, it's not purple enough to flip from red to blue. It's a deep red state, right? So I'm not going to say she wasn't pandering for votes. I think she wants everybody to vote for them. Why would she not want them to vote for her? But I don't think it's a state or a county that would make much of a difference if they all voted for her or not, or, because the state is so heavily Republican. Most Black people in Mississippi still voting Republican. So I don't think it was that.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that, except that this Republican Party right now is all about the re-enslavement of brown and Black people. They want to take away the vote. That's what's wrong with that. Why are you going to vote for somebody that don't want you to vote? They're doing everything in their power to stop Black and brown people from being able to vote. So why would you vote for somebody? Why would you vote for anybody who is, and this is my opinion, who is clearly verbally, vocally, and proud of it, anti-you? So that's what I think is wrong with that. Now, let's just say if there's a Republican in their county who is contrary to the current Republican Party, then fine, vote for him. Who gives a shit? If he's for you, if he's for your interests, then vote for him. I don't care if it's a R, a D, a I, a P, or a Q in front of their political affiliation if they're doing the right thing. But this political party that's calling themselves Republican, that is no longer working as Republicans, they're working as fucking QAnons. Yeah, I have a problem with that, because these are the very same people we were talking about at the top, about if a 12-year-old is raped and pregnant, she's not able to get an abortion. And her rapist family can sue her mother and father if they get her an abortion. And these are the Republicans standing around talking about this child or a woman. And they are the same ones that are saying don't say gay, which is fucking hilarious that you put the word gay in the name of the bill. So if I want to talk about your don't say gay bill, I have to say gay. Dumb fuck. These people are fucking ridiculous. And yes, I have an issue with voting for these fucking people.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get a backdoor dupe successfully. All you have to do, and JaVonne, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
I'm not your friend anymore.
That was brilliant. All you have to do is say,
I am not her friend. I am
that. And she can spell it all out and save you all of the work. And there it is. Thank you. See there? See there? And there it is.
Music break.
Love. Don't think too hard, let it flow. Love. Don't hold too tight, let it go. You know I love the life, love the life, love the life. I love the life that we share. And yes, I love the life, love the life, love the life. And I'm secure just knowing that you're there. But the sky is the limit. We can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly from the start to the finish. We can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly. We can We can fly. We can fly as high as you wanna. Take a seat. Take a seat. Oh, yeah. Just relax and I'll do all the work for you. You know I work it right, work it right, work it right. You know I work it right, work it right, work it right. You know I work it right, work it right, work it right. You know I work it right, work it right, work it right. But the sky is the limit. We can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly from the start to the finish. We can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly, we can fly. We can fly. Continental, international, oh, oh. Continental, international, oh, oh. Continental, international, oh, oh. Continental, international, oh, oh.
That is Shanice featuring B Slade. What? Okay, just a reminder, the views, information, or opinions expressed during Brunch in the Basement series are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of WJBR Internet Radio. We have a caller, 8882 are the last four digits of your number. What's your name and where you calling from?
Greetings in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is Pastor Don Jr., CEO. Shouts out to you and the Basement family for holding us down this Saturday morning. I've been listening to y'all kick some real good knowledge and wisdom. It's deep, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We about to get back moving. So I'm just, I'm calling from Sunny Mesa, Arizona. I'm feeling good today. I just turned 44. It's just been an amazing year.
Congratulations. Happy birthday.
You made it. Yes.
Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, y'all been on fire, man. I've been listening to the whole show. I've been telling people and texting them to come on in because I really like the part about how y'all give back to the community and making sure that y'all putting the wisdom out there for people to digest it whenever they have opportunity to download to a playback. So that's a real good thing.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Man, well, you know how we get down, man.
Oh, absolutely.
We've been running those 365 days of radio campaign, and we moving all across the globe. So I just want to tell everybody out there in radio land, if you understand my voice, press the number 1 button on your keypad so you can get involved with the conversation. Don't just be a fly on the wall. Let us know who you are. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say.
That's what's up. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Always have and always will.
Amen. Well, I'll be here. I'll be listening to the rest of the show, but I definitely want the winning team to decode and let me know who got the text message. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Well, you know, if they come through, obviously, as you know, we will put them on the horn.
Amen. Thank you so much for being on your job.
All right, baby. You keep listening and thank you. Have a blessed day.
I'm going to be right here.
All right. And happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Peace.
Peace.
It is a blessing to have another year around the sun. And I say, if you weren't a birthday person before, or someone who celebrated birthdays or celebrated life, how about that?
Yeah.
Try to do so, because we see everyday reasons that people are just for no. You know, as of late, I have been, I know personally, affected by so many deaths, and it's just,
yeah,
you know, you don't question. I mean, at least I don't question God's will, but I have a definite time with my flesh in terms of just being able to process like what is happening sometimes, you know. And with that, I just like to say, I'm just sending out special prayers of comfort to the family, friends, and community of AJ Crimson that still having a hard time processing that. Very young, virile, beautiful, smart, talented, and gone. Sending prayers of comfort to the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
But JaVonne,
so I'm your friend again. It's okay. You can call my name.
Okay. Because there's no backseas anyway. So
I know.
So, you know, you just learn to say, okay, I'll give her a minute, or give her a minute. Because there's no backseas. So you know.
I know. Wouldn't want it any other way. Wouldn't have it any other way.
You know, despite what you may feel at times,
peelings.
There are a massive amount of people who cannot connect nerve endings in their way of being and managing and being responsible for roles that they have in society when it comes down to, making sure everybody gets covered. So unfortunately, a lot of people behind these desks making decisions for large amounts of people do not, will not, have not associated with, don't have too many around them. It's odd. These people are an anomaly in most cases, but then you're responsible for governing, the existence or through the process for others. And if you can't connect to others, I don't care what the paper says, because 90% of them ain't reading the paper and know how. It's going solely on what they think about the population that they're charged with serving.
Yeah.
And it's just that. Now, you can go in your own hood and sort through folk quickly, but they don't have a clue of what they're sorting through. When they go through, they sort through resources, they sort through housing, they sort through like accessibility. These are what these conversations are like in these rooms. We don't care about who's currently populating the area. Is it close to, how do we market this area? And what do we need to do to clear it so that we can market it, resell it? Is it near airports, trains, planes, buses? How quickly can you get out? How quickly can you get in? These are those conversations, like people and who's in them rarely comes up. They're like, okay, who controls these certain neighborhoods? Who are the council people in the areas? Who are the, who represents what? And after they figure that out, and if the people aren't strong.
And how much will it cost us to buy it and build it and rebuild it?
Exactly. And it's
and how much do we stand to earn if we do it?
Absolutely. The conversation about who's living there, they don't care. Yep. And this has been going on from the beginning of time, when we first laid stake on the Americas. This is the same formula, good people. It hasn't changed.
Yep.
Same formula. Discovering shit that ain't yours.
Yep.
And with people on it. Same formula. It's not even that sophisticated. It can't be.
You ever see that TikTok where the guy's in the car and he's like, "What you mean get out the car?" He says, "This is a stolen car." No. You're wrong, officer. I didn't steal his car. I discover it.
Right. He's got two, in fact. He's got two. He's got one where it says when you took the stop sign.
I don't
think nothing. It's right there. Oh my God.
Right there. Exactly.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Very clever. There's so much clever creativity out there to talk that shows us where we are socially, and I just hope that the things that are on social media, the good things, or the things that speak to the truth, some kind of way survive, long term, because history books are not going to necessarily tell the truth. We have experience in that. It tells a partial truth and partial whitewash, and leaves out a whole bunch of necessary facts.
Well, I think, at least I pray, that we have become much more astute with having to understand that information has many, 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 many depots. Meaning, if you are still in this lifetime, and particularly as an adult, and I say because children may have to be a skill set that children learn, but as an adult, if you are getting information from one side, from one situation, from one
one book,
you are out of your mind. You are out of your mind.
Yeah, you gotta weigh it all. You gotta weigh it all.
If you're in the business, otherwise leave it alone. But if you're forming opinions on things and based on one situation or one side of just one conduit of information, you are fucked. Yeah. In fact, that's the biggest to me. That is the biggest
Yeah, you have to be able to look at both sides of the situation and see what rings true, what makes more sense. A lot of shit. Like, as a matter of fact, last night we were having a discussion about mixing, right? Hey, Simone, Dr. Simone in the house. I
Simone.
was thinking about you this morning. Um so we were having a discussion last night about DJing and mixing. And I was explaining to one of the people at the table who I'm really kind of still in the get to know, you know, that because of the music that you were playing,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm from the Bronx, and DJing, that's where it came from, because he's also a DJ, and he was like, well, no, um it started in Studio 54. And I said, really? How so? And he started, explaining who told him and blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, what year would that have been? And he started talking about the year. And so I explained to him, and told him my truth, which is that I was about 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, when the guys from the neighborhood in the Bronx started bringing the turntables into the park right outside and started mixing, started doing it. I remember I used to hang out with Bambata, Africa Bambata, in his house while he chewed on a damn steak, just like, you know, and
Stealing power.
yeah. And I said, so the reason that they would, now what they would do is they would take the break part of the song,
Mm-hmm.
the instrumental part,
Mm-hmm.
or the initially, or the bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and they would make it repeat over and over again and scratch that up. And the scratching was in addition to it, and they would extend it so that they could rap over it, so that they could do rhymes over it.
Correct.
And eventually the extension of the song started sounding so fierce that sometimes they would just do that. And then if a song would skip, it sound crazy. And because they were taking the bridge part, like let's just say a song like I'd Like to Make It Right, or whatever the song is, if you mix that part over and over again, if it skipped over and over again and then ended up with that funky bridge part, that was to die for.
Remember the tape?
Yeah, and then you could
literally mark the record.
Yeah, so I said, why would they do that in Studio 54?
No.
Why would they come up with that? And I said, and the dudes that I was hanging out with in the Bronx, I can guarantee you they were not in Studio 54. They would not have been allowed in during that period of time. So it's not like they got it from Studio 54. But we know historically what happens when people of means go to the hood. They see something and they steal something. They see something they like and they take it home. So if anything, we couldn't even get in there to figure out what they was doing and bring it to the hood. It had to have happened the other way, just like the moonwalk, which even I would say, talk about the guys in the village that was moonwalking, but it goes all the way back to vaudeville. So
Studio 54 ain't started nothing but trouble.
You know what I'm saying? But a cocaine habit of somebody and an orgy. But we ain't mad at you, but I'm just saying. Yeah. So garage, better days.
No, Larry Levan was at the garage.
Yes.
And a few other
Garage.
a few other clubs, but most famously at the Garage.
At the garage.
And here's another piece. Thanks for saying that part, because even like it is a well-known fact that mixes that would be created in some of the clubs, and I'll speak specifically about the Garage because I can. The radio would then come and hang out, and then have the mix or have something going on
Yep.
on this day. Frankie Crocker was known for coming to the Paradise Garage and getting
Yep.
mixes. And he didn't make
Crocker,
songs
Chief
about it.
Crocker. For
Chief
those of you who don't know,
The legendary There I Go, There I Go, There I Go guy.
you know.
The legendary Frankie Crocker would often come to, and he didn't care after a while. Initially, it was kind of shady because he didn't necessarily tell folks where the mixes came from. And see, the thing is, back then, certain DJs, and we had quite a few of them that were on the underground scene that way. Credit was everything. It still is. Give me my credit for it.
Absolutely.
Hell, mention on the radio back in the day goes a long way.
Yep.
Now it's a little homogenized, but back in the day, for Frankie Crocker, because we have personalities. You have radio personalities that ran these stations for a long time that created quite a movement. Frankie Crocker was one of them.
What you know about Cool Herc, Dr. Simone?
Cool Herc. Yes.
What you know about that, Dr. Simone? She a baby. She don't know about that. What you know about that?
Yeah.
What you know about that, Simone? That's what's up. But yeah, man. Those were some great fucking days. Great days, great times. Yeah, when Martha Wash was on the show, tried to get her to delve a little more deeply into the whole thing with Black Box and CNC Music Factory.
Yeah, every time I hear, I was at Top's Diner a couple of weeks back, and Martha's what is it? Swag? What? The CC Music Factory song came on, and I'm listening to how when they got to the at the end, her scat, and I was saying, man, they just she's all up and through and drives the song her voice is an instrument, but just drives the entire song. And I thought about what would that song be like without her voice? Nothing, not too much.
Oh yeah, no.
And I'm just, we got some. I was talking to another friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a very long time, talking about house music, and it's so interesting how folks are quick to discard the legends in the game, and I'm like, y'all go see. That's the reason why y'all keep repeating the same shit, because you don't get it. You're not getting it.
And not only, I mean, yeah.
You keep repeating the same hard-headed ass lessons because you're not getting it. Yes, she was.
Yes, she was. Look at you knowing something about the legends. Go ahead with your young self, with your young bad self.
And if your mothers were blasting the music, thank God for them, because that's music. That's when you had things like bass lines, and you had bands that recorded music and separated tracks, and everybody wasn't pushing buttons to get sounds. I just want kids to know that these sounds come from actual instruments that people play with their hands. Not create with machines, because that's what it is now.
Exactly. Let's since we're talking about her, let's play Martha Wash's Rapid Fire right quick.
Oh,
let's do that. Let's see if I can share it. Let's see. You gotta do that. Why can't it just be as simple as I just drag it on over? Why can't we do that? But no, here we go. Martha Wash, Rapid Fire, take one.
Hi, This is Martha Wash, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Miss Wash, we have a game that we like to play on this show. It's called Rapid Fire. And it's a word association game, right? That we play with all of our guests. And it just gives our audience an opportunity to look behind the veil. It's like a little peek behind the veil of what's going on. So how it works is I'll say a word, then you say what immediately comes to mind. I'll pick 5 words. It's like a call and response. I'll pick 5 words, and then JaVonne will pick 5 words.
Okay.
Yeah? All right. Cool. This is going to be different because I'm going to ask this question. Analog or digital?
Analog.
God.
Yes.
Touring.
Hard.
Sylvester.
Fond memories.
Paradise Garage.
Yes.
More fond memories, huh?
Disco. Disco.
Yes.
That's mine right there. That's mine right there. JaVonne, you're up next.
Okay. I will go with music.
Life.
Harmony.
Beautiful.
Success.
I guess I'm not that rapid anymore. Lord. I'll take it.
Black people.
My people.
Voice.
Oh. Oh, that could go a couple of different ways.
Well, what was the first word?
I want to say beautiful as well, because that can go in a whole lot of different directions.
Yeah. And I'm just going to steal one more. Love.
We all need.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Because I put out music and the first thing somebody says, well, where's the remix? Ain't no damn remix. Appreciate what I have put out here now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is, I've never, ever wanted to be just categorized into one particular genre of music, because I grew up listening to different kinds of music. Now, as a child, I could only listen to gospel music because it was a very strict religious household. I started sneaking in 45s into my house through my book bag, you know, and listening to the radio on my transistor.
Tell it.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
That's it.
yes.
You know, the youngins, they don't know nothing about that.
They don't know nothing about that.
You know, but that's how I learned about appreciating different kinds of music. So
Hey, you know what? I want to shout out a couple of people who are watching the show on my personal Facebook page. That is my homegirl, Sheila Shishi from the Bronx. She's like putting these comments like that I didn't see previously because she's on Facebook. Now, Sheila and Paula Smith
Simone.
and anybody else who's watching on Facebook, yes, Dr. Simone, check us out on our YouTube page, because this is what you're watching now is the second Facebook live, because Facebook has already cut us off on the first rendition because I played a song that they felt I shouldn't have played, and as soon as they cut me off, then Warner Brothers sends something saying, oh no, they have permission to play it, it's okay, but they had already stopped the feed.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to stop being cut off, just watch us, join us on WJBR Internet Radio on YouTube. I'll put it up on the thing there for everybody to see. But Sheila had some great comments, and that's also why I can't put your comments up on the screen, which I can see you following along. Paula said, good morning. How you doing, baby? And Sheila is like, hey, mama. That's my homegirl from back in the day. Now, when I talk about being a kid in the Bronx,
yes,
where they were having jams in the park, her baby daddy is Bruce, that I speak about a lot, and we got to have him come through. Mix Master Bruce is what his DJ name was back then, and for those of us who know him and know him well and love him, we call him Noonie. But everybody got the little nickname. But so she's like, yes, it was definitely the Boogie Down. That's Bull, in other words, in terms of Studio 54. And she was agreeing with either me or you, saying, yes, ma'am. And she was like, yeah, Mix Master Bruce.
Bruce.
Shout out to you, Noon. And she said, I dated his cousin, Ronnie Ron. She might be talking about Bambaataa, because I believe Sheila was there when I was hanging out with him, so she may have been dating his brother. She's laughing out loud probably at that point about the steak, because Bambaataa was always eating something. And yes, the Disco Fever make you want to leave her. That's where we used to hang out. And you would see,
1 and 2.
yes, and you would find the likes of oh God, I can't, Cowboy and what's his name? Flash, and all of those people, Starsky, all of those DJs that when you hear originals, but Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, they used to hang out with us at the Disco Fever. And Chris is saying, hey Jay, Chris, check us out on YouTube.
Yes, please.
So go to YouTube now. I'm gonna type up and put it up there, because they had cut us off, so I had to cut. That's one of the Tammy Too Much things that I be doing, is I see when they disconnect us from YouTube. I mean, from the feed from Facebook, and then I shut it all down. If y'all want to shut it down, then we shut it down, and then I restart it. But it's not, I'm not going to allow them to stop me from playing what we want to play and saying what we want to say and doing what we want to do. We have license, pay for that shit monthly. Trust me. Okay. So let's, don't. And then the thing is, they don't wait to see if being that Warner Brothers, Sony, and those types, give them a few minutes and they will let you know whether or not there's permission.
You know what? You know why that is? Actually, I found out that it all boils down to pretty much everybody wanting to be the monopoly. So what happens is you don't feel like you need to synchronize and do joint partnerships with people. So you just operate on your own and then let them tell you. There is a mechanism, but it doesn't necessarily mean they have to subscribe to it. They stop it, and then it triggers another department that triggers another department, and then that goes outside.
Right.
I'm trying to get this amazing woman, Jacqueline Camp.
Okay.
She is works in, I forget the exact departments, I don't want to say, but she works for Facebook. Just to talk about works for, what is it called now?
Meta.
Meta, yes. And I want to see if we can get Miss Jackie on.
That'd be great.
I hope, because it's hard to talk about your employer when you're actively employed. But, she may be able to shed some light on how we could talk about stuff.
Yeah, and maybe there's another license that we can get.
I don't think
from Meta, or maybe, or some way we can get it in their database that we have license, and so
Meta doesn't control the music. They just trying to not be a third party lawsuit to it.
Right. So what I'm proposing is that they create some kind of list of radio stations, broadcasts, or whatever that are licensed via, ASCAP, BMI, etc. And leave those folks alone.
Yeah, they're too busy trying to run the world.
Exactly. But yeah, that was fun. I don't know.
So the moral of the story is no, DJing, scratching did not start at Studio 54.
That's right.
In fact, they weren't even doing much scratching at Studio 54, honestly. Anyway, they weren't. They're playing straight up records, and that was, and they were playing straight up records and straight up fool in there, and good times had by all.
Yeah. Orgies. From what I hear.
I never saw any of that, or I'm just trying to figure out where would that have been done. Now, don't get me wrong, there were a lot of things going on in there. I never saw that.
Well, maybe it wasn't on the dance floor.
I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't there, so I never got in. I never even tried, to be honest. I was never interested, but like that. But when you look at these documentaries and stuff, and people say that that's what they were doing, so yeah, I believe them. It was the 70s. Everybody was butt naked, creating brand new diseases. Yeah, creating brand new diseases for us all to suffer through the decades. The fuck, they were doing something.
Yeah, it was an interesting time, but yeah. It was an interesting time, like even other clubs, like, Better Days and
Better Days.
Back then it was a lot more liberated, certain places, we had open bathhouses and things. I mean, we still do, but they're not as conspicuous as they once were,
Yeah, bathhouses. Yeah.
Bananas.
A lot of bananas in the bathhouses.
Yeah. Then you had the AIDS epidemic hit and wipe out quite a bit of that.
Oh my God. So many people. So many good people.
Yeah. The creative industry took a hit hard.
Yeah.
Just I'm just thinking, but just in pockets of people, demographics, communities of color were devastated.
Yeah. And if you recall, the president at that time wouldn't even say HIV or AIDS. And they called it a gay cancer.
Jungle fungal.
Although everybody was getting it.
Well, it's like it in many ways, but I could tell you who was at the helm of the CDC then.
Who was that? Fauci?
None other than Dr. Fauci.
Yeah. Dr. Fauci.
And I'll tell you something.
Been around since the leopard disease in BC.
And let me tell you something, and this is why you need to listen to what people call old heads or OGs or whatever you want to call them, because, as reference for some damn history that you may not know nothing about. See, folks think that this is happening to them for the first time. There are a lot of people on this planet that get their presence confused with the main event. But what some of us are able to do, is say, hey, because I was actively involved in the pandemic called HIV Jungle Funk. It had many names in the beginning.
I never heard that name, the jungle.
Jungle.
I never heard that before.
Yeah. And because it was supposed to have been from Africa, from monkeys, from
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So it's supposed to have been from a whole lot of places. That it's interesting what they want to push, what propaganda they want to push. But anyway, he was at the helm then, and what I saw when I was stilling my mind one of the days where the pandemic was just being a little overwhelming. And I said, wow, this bears a striking resemblance to AZT and when he was pushing that pill.
Mm.
And as people sought to get the AZT because it was the only thing that would save their lives. And they started
was the first drug available, right?
And marketed as the only thing that would save their lives. If you didn't get the AZT, you need to get it now and short supply, and we got supply, and get the AZT, yeah. And that AZT was killing folks. Folks was having heart issues, you would walk around. I remember specifically one of my friends that was positive, and he was begging for this AZT and finally got it at St. Vincent's Hospital in New York. And almost the first thing we started to notice is his lower extremities starting to swell. Like he looked like he had elephantitis. It was just trunked, And when they released him, we were walking and he could barely move his extremities because everything was swelling. So you talk about myocarditis back then.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. It was killing people's hearts.
So then why didn't the people, like, if they were having a bad reaction to it, why did people not stop you?
Well,
like if you're being prescribed a drug, and even if that drug is a drug that counteracts something that you have, but you're having a bad reaction to it, you are typically taken off that drug.
Think about it this way. Typically now, but think of it this way. You're in the hospital with a disease that is ravishing your body. In some cases, folks were having the AIDS-related Kaposi sarcoma cancer.
Yeah, that's the one where they were getting the
blotches.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
And you are wasting. So they start to pump you with things that fill you up. And to the point where you can now open your eyes, you can swallow, you can do things like that. The blotches are clearing up. They're doing different things with this AZT stuff. So it comes off being your friend. It changes what you felt like,
Right. It makes you feel better.
But
it was also destroying other things in your body. Right.
Exactly.
So it took a while. And then now, though, thank God, there are medications that wipe out any signs.
It is the medications that they put it like this. Meaning, my point behind all of this was that there are a lot of people that were sacrificed, and I don't mean deliberately so, but I mean when you just don't know, you just don't know, and had to take things and be a part of that front line that got us to where we are now. And like I said, it just, to me, it had a striking
resemblance to the way the current vaccine situation is going on. And I think the same thing probably initially happened with the polio vaccines and all the other vaccines that came out, as diseases flourished. You know, they unfortunately, I don't think that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say. And you would hope that there's enough of a test, but with this thing, there was no. The whole thing was mishandled from day one. The whole thing was botched. Whole thing was just ridiculous and fucked up the way it went down. Um, it's yeah. We lost far too many people.
And to think now that it went from a million pills that you had to take, not literally, I'm just talking figuratively, and now you can take one.
Yeah.
And things like PrEP exist, and for exposure.
Yeah.
And yes, Tiffany, I'm with you on that. I'm not really big into medications in the society.
Yeah, and pharmaceutical companies is a business that makes money off of sick people. Absolutely. Just like funeral parlors, a business that make money off of people who die. There's a damn business in everything. And really, I mean,
get you some business.
Right. But that's number one. But my personal opinion about even funeral parlors, I think that people should be able to bury their loved ones with dignity for free. That's me. I mean, if especially you've been, first of all, you'll bury a dog for free.
Will they?
I think so. I mean, they won't let them just sit out in the street and rot. Well, sometimes they do in certain neighborhoods, but in most neighborhoods, they clean it up, right? So I'm just saying that there's just some businesses that should not be businesses. I think that very much like our neighbors in Canada, medical medicine should be free. I think that all research money should go into researching cancer. I'm so sick of that bitch by now. It's been far too long. Get it together. You already have the cure. Let it out.
First of all, it's
not fucking making all this money. If you can keep a dick hard for 4 hours, you can cure cancer, bitch.
And
okay, to the end. Are we at the end of the show yet? I'm losing it.
What she said. It's so funny because that's why it's so weird to me. Because quite frankly, there's nothing different between pharmaceutical companies and the street pharmacists that we have standing on every corner. The money is in the comeback. Why would they cure something that they need the money? Like, why would I tell you not to be addicted to something if I'm selling you what it is to cure you? And that's where the money is. The money's in the comeback. And yes, I believe they have a cure for a lot of this stuff that they created to begin with. A lot of it, I believe. Yes, Dr. Sebi is essential reading. He was able to cure the body. And shout out to Malak, that's still actively doing that on Montague Street in Brooklyn. The Fig Tree, I want to say. The Fig Tree is the name of the place. But that's Dr. Sebi's first wife. She's still doing the work, and she's in a shop on Montague Street in Brooklyn. Now, you may not get an appointment with her because she's always, always, always booked and busy, but she has several people in her office that can help. I'm just going to put that out there. The Fig Tree, I believe it's called, but you can check it out. You can Google it and get the information from it. But, and a lot of it has to do with what you put in your mouth. But, because you got people like Bill Gates now trying to control all of the farmland across the country. You really have to just be careful. But the idea is this, good people. If you can get your own little square of something and plant your own shit and eat it, do it. Because in a minute, everything's going to be mechanically engineered. And you won't know a pickle from a eggplant, because it's on its way now. But just make sure that you keep yourself straight and informed. That's it.
Well, I don't know about keeping yourself straight, but keep yourself informed.
Well, as in.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Too.
Yeah.
Love you, baby. I love you, baby. close to me. There's no place I'd rather you be than with me. Yeah. Do it to me again and again. You put me in such a love for spinning and spin. Yeah. Love to love you, baby. 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 Love to love you,
That was listen, in the spirit of Studio 54 and the garage. Yeah. Can I tell you, these comments are bananas and give me so much life.
Oh shit! Wait, she said that part, Stephanie. What the?
Listen, the chatter boxes are on fire today.
What is wrong with y'all?
Dr. Simone, your mind was corrupt at 5? 5? I gotta see a picture. I gotta see a picture of you at 5.
Lord.
You said Lord?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
You
I
saw-
said Lord.
You saw a
LORDT.
You saw a picture of Dr. Simone at 5?
No, I have not. That I have not seen. I've seen a picture of her at about 12 or 13, something like that, maybe.
I saw your face you needed bad.
I've seen I've seen that one.
Yes, yes,
Lord.
yes, 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 yes. We've all seen that one. Beautiful, beautiful nail polish.
Yes, it's the nail polish for me.
Dr. Simone, you fine fucker, you.
You are fine. She knows she fine. She girl, and she's smart and she's funny as fuck. And I will be seeing her tonight. Okay.
Whole lot of energy. We love that.
Oh my god, the best energy, pure fun, good peeps.
Nice.
So I will see her tonight and I'm looking forward to it.
Y'all going to hang out? You hanging out 2 days in a row? So
You know, I'm coming out the basement out this motherfucker.
oh, that's what I'm talking about, Silky. That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm gonna be out again on Sunday.
You're making a weekend run?
Yep. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know that is not my stilo,
They're
but
not ready. That's what I'm saying. They're not ready.
yeah, they not ready. I'm not ready, but I'm gonna come out and don't get yourself in trouble, cousin. but she fine. Silky milky, yeah. Oh my god. I'm healthy jealous of that picture. I'm not jealous at all. I ain't mad at all. I'm
No.
impressed as fuck. I'll say that.
Listen, I say this.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
You
What do you
know,
want to say?
just it's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who you also know, and she was showing me a picture of her daughter. She was in a picture with her mother, her daughter, and her granddaughters. And can I tell you that this was probably one of the most beautiful generational pictures in one photo. Her brother, I believe, was also in the photo. Yes.
Wow.
They were all looking like the mother what she passed to her daughter, who I was talking to, who then passed it to her children. They all are like just beautiful.
Mm.
And you can't tell if she said she had a 41-year-old daughter. I said, what part is that when you're looking less than that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I flashed back and I had to pause for a second. I said to myself, this is why they hate us.
It's true.
So fucking magical.
It's true.
And it's just, and she's sitting there giggling at the bar, and I'm like, no, but this is so serious right now because it's just like you just showed me a generational picture. These are all mine. And I was like, you stand next to your daughter and you can't tell who's who. And then your grandchildren.
Yep.
Just, I can't. I get it.
Yeah. Actually, to answer you on that, Tiffany, she is even more beautiful on the inside. She is a really good person. And that's why she stays beautiful in my eyes. I know some fine women that are not nice and they are no friends of mine. I don't want to be around them as much as I love being around beautiful, fine ass women. If you are not kind in your spirit, I don't want no parts of you. I find you unattractive. As fine as I can see the physical what makes people attracted to you, but I don't want no part of that shit. I can't. I don't got no time for it. I'm too good for that. So if you find walking around here smelling your own ass, keep sniffing. Keep that shit away from me. I don't like pretty ugly women either. I cannot stand it really annoys me because I'm like, all that fine going to waste. You could have made that really nice ugly duckling fine.
Well, I believe that the concept of fine starts. I mean, outside genetics that you enhance are beautiful, I said, but it really starts at that soul level. What's in your core? What is your core? Because that's what seeps out. And sometimes your core matches the outside. You know, if your core is rotten on the outside, it shows up on the, on the inside, it shows up on the outside. It just does. And like I said at the top of the show, La Caja Fall, you can get all kinds of needy, emotional, broken folks wrapped around your bullshit until you fix it.
Exactly.
And then you can do.
Exactly.
Masquerading as something else. Girl.
Yep. So we have come, I believe, to the end of our Saturday production. Just a reminder, there will be no show on Wednesday night. We will put up a previous show, an interview probably. I'm going to look at the Steve Arrington one that you suggested to see how long it is and how much editing I have to do.
90 seconds.
The reason I'm going to look at how much editing and the reason why I can't do a live show is because we're having our version of auditing on Thursday. And so so that means I'll be doing a lot of work, which means if his interview was any longer than an hour, then I have to sift through it, cut through it, see what has to stay, what has to
60
I don't know if I'm
seconds.
going to have time to do that. And I'm trying to be social this weekend. So it would be kind of, So
okay.
I'm going to try. I'm going to look at it though. I'll look to see what it is. And if I can, then I'll do that. If not, I'll find something else that's an hour. And when I have time, I'll definitely chop his up. In the meanwhile, in between time, everybody be safe.
Happy Saturday.
Yes, what Terez said. And peace, party people.
See you later.
What's up, y'all? This is Dawn Robinson, formerly of In Vogue and Lucy Pearl, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. My girls. I love y'all.
Hi, this is Mason. You're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Perfect.
Hey, this is Leon. That's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
All our bosses though, Jay. She's got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, because I mean, you know. Yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
the time. So,
and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.